Welcome to part 38 of the Ultimate Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg, where we explore true crime, urban legends, mysterious disappearances, myths and legends, internet mysteries, and more. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell since I drop new content all the time. The disappearance of Louis Le Prince. Louis Le Prince, a French inventor and early pioneer in motion picture technology, mysteriously disappeared in 1890. He is believed to be the first individual to capture a moving picture sequence with a single-lens camera on paper film. Often hailed as the father of cinematography, his contributions, however, did not significantly impact the commercial evolution of cinema due to the circumstances of his disappearance. Known for creating the world's first moving pictures, Le Prince was set to showcase his invention in a public demonstration in the United States. However, he vanished without a trace while en route from France to England, leaving behind a legacy entangled in enigma and speculation. In September 1890, he was preparing to travel to the United Kingdom from Dijon, France, after visiting his brother. He boarded a train bound for Paris on September 16, 1890, but he never arrived. His belongings and luggage were also missing, and no one reported seeing him exit the train. No conclusive evidence was found on the train, and extensive searches proved fruitless. The lack of physical evidence has fueled various theories about what might have happened to Le Prince. One prevailing theory suggests that Le Prince was removed by competitors in the burgeoning field of motion pictures. At the time, Thomas Edison was also developing motion picture technology, and some believe that commercial rivalry could have led to foul play to eliminate Le Prince from the scene. Notably, there is absolutely no concrete evidence to indicate that this occurred. Another theory considers Le Prince's financial difficulties as a potential reason for his disappearance. It's speculated that he might have staged his own disappearance to start anew or escape financial pressure and significant debts. However, his family refuted these claims, noting his excitement about his impending demonstration in America. A more personal theory involves family dynamics, particularly concerning his wife's brother, who was reported to have had severe financial difficulties. Some speculate that family disputes related to inheritance or financial support could have influenced events leading to his disappearance, with his wife's brother ending him. His wife spent the rest of her life trying to solve the mystery and defend his legacy against claims made by other inventors, particularly Edison, who later claimed to have invented the motion picture camera. In 1898, Le Prince was officially declared deceased by the French police, although his body was never found. The lack of any clear evidence in this case, as well as the importance of Le Prince's work, will likely lead to further centuries of speculation as to what happened to him. The Pied Piper of Hamelin. The Pied Piper of Hamelin is a legend steeped in history, originating from the German town of Hamelin around the late 13th century. This tale has captivated imaginations for centuries, blending historical records with folklore and leaving many to ponder its truths and origins. Historically, the earliest references to the Pied Piper story appear in the town records of Hamelin itself. Notably, a record from 1384 mentions, ominously, that it had been a century since our children left. This event coincides with a since-destroyed stained glass window in Hamelin's church, which depicted a colorful piper leading away a group of children. This suggests the story's deep roots in the town's collective memory. The legend, as most know it today, tells of a piper, dressed in pied clothing, who was hired by the townspeople to rid their town of a rat infestation using his magical flute. Upon the mayor's failure to pay for his services, the piper returned, this time luring their children away instead of rats, leading them to a mysterious fate. According to the legend, over 100 children followed him out of town and into a cave, after which they were never seen again. In some versions of the story, three children did not leave with the Pied Piper due to their various disabilities. These disabled children were able to inform the townspeople who were at the church during the incident. It is said that Bungalowsenstrasse, which translates to street without drums, is the last known location of the children seen with the Pied Piper in Hamelin. It's a place where playing music or dancing has been prohibited ever since, due to the association with the missing children. Over time, various interpretations and theories have emerged about the deeper meanings and origins of the story. One such theory suggests that the story was a metaphor for the Ostsiedlung, the migration of people from towns like Hamelin to areas in Eastern Europe during the medieval period. In this interpretation, the Pied Piper symbolizes the recruiters who facilitated this migration. Others have proposed connections to historical events like the Black Plague, or even cultural phenomena such as Dancing Plague. Despite the varied interpretations, the core elements remain consistent. The Piper's betrayal by the townspeople, his eerie ability to lead children away with his music, and the haunting absence of the children thereafter. This tale has been adapted into numerous works of literature, music, and film, reflecting its enduring appeal and the human fascination with its dark themes. Further, references to the story have become so ingrained in our culture that the term "to pay the piper" has become ubiquitous in our language. Whether as a cautionary tale or a historical mystery, the Pied Piper of Hamelin remains a compelling story of loss and vengeance. Emergency Action Messages. Emergency Action Messages, also known as EAMs, are crucial elements within the United States military's strategic command and control infrastructure. They are specifically designed for directing nuclear-capable forces during nuclear scenarios. These pre-formatted messages are used to execute major attack options, known as MAOs, or limited attack options, known as LAOs, and are a critical component in the chain of nuclear command. Directives contained within EAMs must be followed without hesitation, ensuring that nuclear-capable forces like missile silos, submarines, and bombers can respond swiftly to national defense directives. EAMs are disseminated through the High-Frequency Global Communication System, known as the HFGCS, which employs various transmission sites globally to ensure wide-reaching capabilities. These messages are encoded with advanced cryptographic protocols to maintain security and authenticity, preventing unauthorized interception or tampering. The system allows for communication even if primary command centers are compromised, with alternate sites like the E-4B Nightwatch aircraft or E-6A Mercury aircraft taking over if necessary. Sky King messages, another critical type of communication within the HFGCS, are considered of even higher priority than regular EAMs. These are specific coded instructions that can interrupt ongoing EAMs to convey urgent orders. Their content is highly time-sensitive, underscoring their importance in operational contexts where immediate attention is required. The use of EAMs and Sky King messages is structured around specific times designated by the Joint Chiefs of Staff, which dictate the timing of military operations. These operations can include the deployment of reconnaissance missions, the launching of nuclear missiles, and the coordination of strategic air commands across various global theaters. Notably, anyone can tune into these EAMs and Sky King messages, and an online community has grown around listening to and interpreting these messages. This activity in general becomes especially popular around times of significant global strife. To tune in to emergency action messages, enthusiasts use shortwave radios to access the high-frequency global communications system. Listening requires a shortwave radio capable of receiving these frequencies, and an environment with minimal radio frequency interference for clarity, though this can be done online as well. Conspiracy theories surrounding emergency action messages and Sky King messages often hinge on their secretive nature and critical role in nuclear command and control systems. These messages, which are highly classified and crucial for conveying nuclear commands, have sparked speculations that they could be used for purposes beyond their intended scope. The ambiguity about their full capabilities and the scenarios under which they would be used contributes to theories about hidden government agendas or cover-ups. Some believe these messages could coordinate undisclosed military operations or even connect to global surveillance issues. However, such claims lack concrete evidence and are not supported by verified information. Naturally, though, the use of encrypted, classified communication in military operations feeds into broader narratives of mistrust in government transparency and security practices. If you're enjoying my content, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and the notification bell. Also, I release content very regularly, so I can't emphasize this enough. Ring the bell and turn on all notifications so you're never behind on this series. Also, if you really want to take it to the next level, please consider signing up for a YouTube membership or a Patreon membership. You can support for as little as 99 cents. The UVB-76 broadcast. UVB-76, also known as the Buzzer, is a shortwave radio station that has fascinated listeners and conspiracy theorists since it was first identified in the late 1970s. Operating on a frequency of 4,625 kilohertz, the station emits a short, monotonous buzzing tone approximately 25 times per minute, 24 hours a day. This repetitive and inscrutable transmission is occasionally interrupted by voice messages in Russian. These Russian phrases often include strings of names, numbers, and words, sparking widespread speculation about their meaning and purpose. Historically, UVB-76 was first recorded in 1982, but it is believed to have been broadcasting since the late 1970s. Its signals originate from Russia, and over the years, the tones and formats of the broadcasts have varied slightly. These alterations have led to intense scrutiny and analysis by amateur radio enthusiasts and professional signal analysts worldwide, yet the station's true purpose remains unknown. The voice messages transmitted by UVB-76 are typically formatted in a specific structure that includes call signs and coded messages. These transmissions, although rare, are highly standardized and suggest a methodical purpose behind the broadcasts. Theories about the station's function range from military communication to conducting research on the ionosphere, yet no concrete evidence has substantiated any single explanation. Notably, the station's activities spiked in interest when unusual transmissions, including music from Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake and other sounds, were broadcast in 2010, indicating a possible shift in the station's operation or purpose at that time. Theories regarding UVB-76's function include suggestions that it serves as a numbers station. This is a part of a network of similar radio stations used during the Cold War for transmitting encrypted messages to spies using one-time pads. This encryption method is virtually unbreakable if used correctly, adding a layer of intrigue to the already mysterious broadcasts. Additionally, the station's enduring operation, despite the availability of more modern communication technologies, suggests its continued relevance and importance to the parties operating it. Despite numerous attempts to uncover more about UVB-76, including expeditions to its suspected broadcasting locations, the station's operators and precise objectives remain unconfirmed. I suspect the true nature of this mysterious broadcast is known by intelligence officials, but of course they aren't talking. The Pikachu Tail Mandela Effect. The Pikachu Tail Mandela Effect refers to a widespread, allegedly false memory where many people recall the popular Pokemon character, Pikachu, having a black tip on its tail. This belief is part of a larger phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect, where a significant number of people share a memory that contradicts recorded facts or reality. Despite many fans remembering it, Pikachu's main design has never featured a black-tipped tail. Notably, this misconception includes not only casual observers, but also dedicated fans of the series. Pikachu, a central figure in the Pokemon universe, has consistently had a yellow tail with a brown base across all its appearances in games, anime, and other media. Its distinctive features include yellow fur, long ears with black tips, and two brown stripes on its back. The character's tail is shaped like a lightning bolt and does not have any black coloration except in one specific non-canonical instance. The only exception to this design is the cosplay Pikachu, which appears in the Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games. This special variant of Pikachu, which is always female, features a heart-shaped black tip on its tail as part of its costume. However, this character was introduced in 2014, which is relatively recent compared to the inception of the Mandela effect regarding Pikachu's tail, which dates back earlier. Thus, cosplay Pikachu is not and cannot be the origin of the false memory. Several factors may contribute to the persistence of this false memory. Notably, Pikachu's baby form, Pichu, features a completely black tail, which might lead to some confusion as Pichu evolves into Pikachu. Additionally, Pikachu's black ear tips might reinforce the incorrect association with a similarly colored tail. Fan art and third-party merchandise, which often take liberties with character designs, could also spread and solidify this mistaken belief. In my view, most people likely had no opinion as to whether Pikachu's tail had a black tip prior to being presented with this question. When presented with the question, the power of suggestion works its magic, and the tail is suddenly remembered as having a black tip. Or maybe that's what I want you to think, since I'm not from the black tip tail Pikachu universe. The New Zealand Google Map cat. In October 2014, a figure appeared on Google Maps, capturing the attention of users worldwide. A giant cat etched into the landscape of Auckland, New Zealand. This peculiar addition, dubbed the Google Map cat, sparked widespread curiosity and debate over its origin and disappearance. The Google Maps cat was not just a standard feature, but appeared more as an anomaly within Google's typically structured mapping service. For the two of you out there who are unaware, Google Maps, known for its detailed satellite imagery and street views, has become a ubiquitous tool for navigation and exploration. However, the appearance of this cat was unusual because it seemed to involve a playful, yet unauthorized modification of the map itself. The cat was discovered on the map in the suburb of Hobson Bay, Auckland, and initially it seemed like it could have been an Easter egg, a hidden feature placed by developers for users to find. This notion was fueled by numerous previous instances where tech companies have included such elements in their products. However, Google quickly denied any involvement or knowledge of the feline figure, attributing it instead to external contributions and indicating an investigation into its appearance. Theories about the nature of the cat and the cat's creation ranged widely. One popular theory suggested that the image could have been created using Google Maps feature that allows users to draw and add hiking trails. If someone manipulated this feature creatively, they could potentially craft the cat's shape. However, this would require the coordinated effort of many users to pass the review and rating process typically required for such additions. Despite its brief appearance, the Google Maps cat became a minor viral phenomenon in 2014. It was eventually silently removed from Google Maps, with no indication as to how or why this mysterious map cat was created. The Bermeja Island Mystery. Bermeja Island, a supposed island, historically documented off the north coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, was marked on maps from as early as the 16th century. Curiously, it only vanished from geographic records in the late 20th century, leading to a wealth of speculation and conspiracies about its existence and disappearance. The history of Bermeja Island can be traced back to Spanish cartographers, with the earliest recorded mention in 1539 by Alonso de Santa Cruz in his catalogue of regional islands. The island appeared on maps sporadically over the centuries, described as having a reddish or blondish appearance, from which it derived its name, Bermeja, meaning reddish in Spanish. Despite its periodic appearances on maps, no physical evidence of its existence has ever been confirmed in modern times. Throughout history, several other phantom islands like Bermeja have appeared in cartographic records, only to disappear later. And trust me, if you've been following along with this series, you know how much I love these, quote, phantom islands. These cases often reflect navigational errors, misinterpretations of natural phenomena, or outright myths. Modern technology, such as satellite imagery, has played a crucial role in debunking these geographic myths, providing more accurate mappings that omit these non-existent landforms. The mystery of Bermeja Island's disappearance has fueled various theories. Some suggest natural causes like ocean floor shifts or rising sea levels. Others entertain more sinister explanations, such as deliberate destruction by the U.S. to expand its exclusive economic zone for oil exploration advantages. The island's supposed location was crucial, as its existence would have extended Mexico's territory significantly in an oil-rich area of the Gulf of Mexico. This would have influenced international maritime boundaries and economic zones established by treaties such as the one from 1978 between the U.S. and Mexico. Notably, Mexico conducted several expeditions in the late 20th and early 21st centuries to locate the island, all of which failed to find any trace of this so-called island. These findings led to the conclusion by Mexican authorities that Bermeja Island never existed at the documented coordinates. This suggests either a cartographic error or a submerged landmass that had long since eroded or sunk. The Amakiri. The Amakiri, a lesser-known yokai from Japanese folklore, embodies the peculiar and intriguing nature of these supernatural entities. Literally translating to net cutter, the Amakiri is often depicted as a hybrid creature combining elements of a bird, snake, and lobster. It possesses sharp, scissor-like pincers, which it purportedly uses to slice through nets, be they fishing nets or mosquito nets. Historical references to the Amakiri are scant, but it is notably featured in Toriyama Sekien's Gazu Hyaki Yagyo, a classical Edo period compendium of yokai. Sekien's depiction doesn't accompany much explanatory text, suggesting that the creature might not have been widely recognized or deeply embedded in folklore prior to his work. Some speculate that the Amakiri, much like other yokai in Sekien's collections, was a product of the artist's imagination, possibly created as a humorous addition to yokai lore. Nevertheless, by the inclusion in this classic, the creature, even if it had no folklore precedent prior, took on a life of its own. Despite its seemingly trivial pursuit of cutting nets, the Amakiri's actions could be quite detrimental, particularly in a historical context where fishing nets were valuable for livelihoods. Further, mosquito nets were crucial for protection against disease-bearing insects. Such activities place the Amakiri in the broader category of yokai, known for causing minor to moderate disruptions and inconveniences. Belief in the Amakiri appears to have waned throughout the 19th century and early 20th century, with the creature now apparently having few, if any, true believers. I hypothesize that this is likely because of the diminished value of fishing in the Japanese economy as the country industrialized. Further, I also hypothesize that the complete eradication of malaria by the mid 20th century made the idea of a spirit that chops malaria nets more quaint than horrific. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't done so already. As usual, I love you all and thank you all for your support. I really appreciate how many of you have come to enjoy my content. Shout out to my patrons Noah Schubert, Iced Mocha, Kurt the Squirt, Monoxide Wendigo, Jeffer Metcalf, Z-Volts, Director Delta, Unknown Delusions, Faye, Jack Russell, and Blasphemous. Big shout out to YouTube members Jordan All and Lowlife Baphomet. Until next time, stay safe and healthy. Peace out, everyone.